Do you think that you have done what you were meant to do? Do you think that you were put here on Earth to do something special, and do you think that you've accomplished that?
I don't think I had a destiny, no. I'm not enough of a bullfrog to pump myself up to that level, but I've done better than I expected I would do. I would say that. I've written more, published more, which was all I ever wanted to do, than I thought I would. And it's been better received, and by more people, than I thought it would. And I've been very much buoyed up by emails and letters and other communications from readers to whom my stuff seems to have meant something. And so I don't feel that I've failed. Nor do I feel this comes at the perfect time to hang it all up either, no.
I mean, is there something major that you want to accomplish or that you wish you had time to accomplish?
Well, the cause of my life recently, in a sense, the cause of my life as a writer from the beginning has been to oppose man-made delusions, the mind-forged manacles, as William Blake calls them, of superstition and religious totalitarianism. And I know well enough about that it's not a battle you can ever hope to exactly win. There are rounds of it that can be won, but it's something that's going to go on forever. It's innate in the human condition and personality to be having this argument. And I've hugely benefited from taking part in it. I've learned a lot from it. I'd love to be thought of as someone who's contributed something to it. But you could never say you've done enough, no.
When did you get interested in religion?
Well, when I was quite small, at a boys' boarding school in England, Anglican school in a country where the inculcation of Anglican Christianity is, I think, still more or less legally obligatory. And the first things I realized about it were that I didn't believe the stories, but second, that it was being used as a kind of weapon of authority, true or not, that it was being used as a reinforcer by people who seemed to me not to have any special claim to be in charge. And third, that I would not have been able to phrase it like this then, that you could learn a lot from somebody, or about somebody, both from and about actually, depending on whether they thought there was a supernatural dimension or not, or whether they thought that it applied to them, that you could change it by prayer or by incantation. And that I strongly preferred the people who didn't think this.
And when was it that you decided that you wanted to sort of take it on in a big way, which you did, finally?
Well, it's been a thread in almost everything I've ever written, that the highest point of human attainment begins once, as I forget exactly how Immanuel Kant puts it, but when people decide consciously to shed illusions about themselves and about the cosmos. Actually, mind-forged manacles is better. Blake puts it better than Kant. I mean, don't inflict it on themselves anymore. There's enough trouble in the world, enough misery, enough suffering without people saying, the crops have failed because I didn't pray the right way. Or the wells have poisoned, but it's the Jews who've done it. Or there's plague everywhere, but it's because of heresy and sin. So, I mean, all these terrible things we do to ourselves. There comes finally a point, there was a point before in 5th century Athens, and there've been a few other moments in Holland in the 17th century and elsewhere, but since then, well, let's say since the 18th century Enlightenment, where people have stopped doing that to some extent, in fact, where that's become almost common sense. I think that moment is underappreciated. We take it too much for granted. So defending it and its values and trying to advance them, crucial for me in everything I do.